Hi guys out there in YouTube land, Chibi here, and I am here to redo prompt number, I'm pretty sure 24, traveling with your dollies. And I'm here with my little Amelia because I realized it's been forever since y'all seen this chick. She hides a lot in her little area, but I need my hands and I don't have any place to sit her, so when it comes to traveling, since I've made this prompt last, I've gotten a lot more stuff. I've gotten a lot more dolls, and I've learned a lot through trial and error. So I've actually been places with my dolls. So I think when I last made this video, I actually had never taken my dolls anywhere. So that seems kind of stupid that I would make it, but whatever. So I'm gonna start off with light travel, i.e., just going down the street or down the road or something, because sometimes I'll take my dolls with me. If you follow my Tumblr, you'll see I love taking my dolls to my friend's house, and just generally, if I'm just doing that, y'all will probably, some people would probably go, "Ah, are you crazy?" About this, but I sit my backpack backwards in the seat, where the fat part is near like the front of the car, and the thin part's this way. So in the end, it kind of ends up with this flat surface. And I sit my doll on that. Generally, I only take SDs because small parts in my friend's Messy's apartments is not a good idea. Uh, I'll sit my SD on the bag and I'll literally just buckle them in. And if it's a doll with a face up I really, really am attached to, I'll use a face up protector just in case like the seatbelt tries to rub or something on their face. Generally, I've been taking Claymore. He has no face up, so I don't have to worry about it. And that's all I do. And that's going literally 5 minutes down the road. If I'm going anywhere than a friend's house, if I'm going to take them with me, because sometimes I randomly get bored and take them with me to the bookstore or something, I will take them in these. These are Angel Studio bags. They're very simple. They zip up. They have little strappies to keep your doll where you want them. And it's kind of like one big pillow that just zips. And I generally do this so, especially if it's daytime, it'll keep them from getting sun all over them if I have to leave them in the car when I'm stopping at one place like a restaurant that I'm not very fond of taking my dolls into restaurants, or if I have to stop and run in real quick to somewhere else like a gas station, I don't want them just sitting in plain view. So, simple this, and I have an SD size one, and I have a Yo SD size one, and I think I have an MSD one on order with Mint on card. Um, Also, if for whatever reason, not really that it matters, I sometimes also, for that same reason, use these. These are resin sol bags. I have my MSD one, which is what I'm currently using when I do that now because it's the only MSD I have. Or I have this, my SD one. And yeah, these over here you can get easily from Mint on Card. Sometimes they have them in stock, sometimes not. I don't think I've seen them in stock in a while. Generally, I did a huge Angel Studio order with a bunch of clothes and wigs and stuff with them, a pre-order, so that's when I ordered those two. I recently ordered my Kimi, so I added some stuff onto that and just getting it with it. These are also, if you're doing any type of resin sol order directly through resin sol, easy to get a hold of. Well, mainly because if you're doing an MSD order, you're gonna get an MSD one. But if you're short and you need one for an SD, and you're ordering, or say you need one for like an MSD and you're ordering an SD, if you ask, a lot of times they'll send you one. I've heard anything from some people saying they were ordering like $1 or $2 and they asked for a different sized one that they needed and they were just giving them. They didn't have to pay any extra. I've also heard of people paying $10, which for a padded doll carrier is pretty nice. Now, I don't know if they come with the pillows inside of them if you ask like that. I didn't pay attention to that, but if you when you're ordering, they come with a pillow. This is pretty well, I mean, decently padded. If you're going short distances, I wouldn't fear leaving them in this. And I've also taken my dolls to doll meets, which is a good 2 hour, well, a good hour and a half trip away from my house. So these are really nice for kind of moderate travel. Sometimes if I am packing in a larger container with a bunch of other stuff, like if I'm going on a trip that's a little bit further away, I will use this. This is my hard shell suitcase. Really, you have to do some pretty heavy damage to do anything to this. I use that for normal travel, and I'll put my dolls in there wrapped in a blanket. I've never filled an entire one up before because normally I just put it in there with my clothes in the middle. But I also used this once to wrap it in there. This is a Zoom bag, which I think are $10 to $15 if you order them through Zoom. And these I really, really like because they are very super padded, and also I love the little hand grippies. Sometimes I use the hand grippies from this outside of using this bag because it's easier than bubble wrap. And I'm paranoid about certain people's hands. You have to pay attention to the type of hands your doll has. Some of them kind of have more of an outstretched hand. That's more likely to break than if someone has more of a closed stitch hand like this. So you just have to pay attention. Like I have a girl with cat paws. I have no fear of her cat paws breaking. But I love Zoom bags. They're really awesome, and I also have an SD one, which I've actually never used for travel because it's so thick and large and it wouldn't fit in any of my bags, but I thought I'd show them. Or you can go with the simple um, just pillow, wrap them in it, and put a couple ties and put it in the rest of your luggage. On top of that, I also have the Doll Zone bags. These, like the Zoom zipper bags and the like resin sole bags came with dolls that I was ordering. I did go out of my way to order the Angel Studio bags because I really liked how simple they were to just throw them in my backseat with a doll in it if I'm going somewhere. But I specifically ordered these. I am a fan of the Doll Zone doll bags. I won't pull them down. You can easily get the see what they look like on mintoncard.com. They were 35-ish. I have the MSD and the SD. And they're really awesome because they have little pockets everywhere. They do have the click-ins on the inside. And pretty much everything you need. There's only one thing you should really seriously know about the Doll Zone bags. They will stain your dolls if they touch your dolls. I did not know this, and generally when I pack a doll in those bags, I'll wrap them lightly in one of my thinner pillows, because like that's pretty thin, or just back in the Doll Zone pillows, which are the ones that are half and half in tie. I do not have one I can easily grab, do I? No. They're pretty much just like this, except for there's a seam in the middle, and when they come together, there's a little ties here and tie here. So I normally use those in those bags, so I never noticed. But once I put my Monster High, just kind of threw my Monster High doll in there, last minute thought before I left the house, and there was a big old black mark across her face. And if it can stain a Monster High doll, it can stain resin. So I would never let them physically touch that if I were you. And I guess you could plausibly try to do like a vinegar bath or something with that bag, but I really don't see it being that worth it. Just make sure if you're gonna put them in there, you'll wrap them in some sort of fabric or pillow so they don't actually touch the black bag. I also think those come in canvas color instead of just black, which I doubt you'd have any problem with. And I have one other bag that I use in car trips. This is just what I use in car trips and car trips alone. I use it in car trips because it is an old, old, old school suitcase. And it's very hard. It's lasted through the years. And you see them at garage sales all the time. I got this one for like, actually I think my mom got this at a garage sale for like $10. They're super hard, and actually, if you get someone who kept really good care of them, you can actually lock them. There is locks on here. I don't have the keys to this one, so. But the cool thing is I love when I'm in card trips and I don't have to worry about space. Putting my dolls in here for the hardness of it. I actually made a little wooden stand to keep the thing open when I wanted it open. They do actually, mine has pre-put in straps were already in here. It's ribbons on both sides. I even have a little pocket on this side, and I've been keeping random bubble wrap in here. And some of them I've actually seen have like a little sewn in pocket up here. But pretty much when I use this, I do the normal method of just, I'll put a layer of pillow on the bottom, lay my dolls out on it. Anyone who I fear their hands breaking or anything like that, I'll wrap up since it's normally long, long trips, like at least 2, 3+ hours. And then I'll lay my dolls out the way I want them, and I'll put another layer of pillow. And if I need to tie them down, I do. If not, normally when I use this bag, I fill it to the rim so they can't move. Or if I have any extra space left in the bag, so it feels like they could move in it, I just add more doll pillow or whatever else doll stuff I need. So those are my traveling bags and pillows and fun. I know I have a lot, and a lot of them were kind of just coincidental. They're not things I specifically went out and got. Like the Zoom bags came with dolls. The resin cell bags came with dolls. All my pillows came with dolls. My hard shell bag I did specifically ask for Christmas last year, so I could take my dolls with me to cons and not feel like they'd be unsafe, because when you're rolling around with so much crap at a con, if you have a soft shell case, I don't want to have to carry an extra doll bag on top of all the crap I'm already using. And then the yard sale suitcase was just it was actually at our neighbor's house, and my mom was just like, "This is cool, isn't it?" And I'm like, "Okay." And then I was like, and then later on I was like, now I wish mom would have bought the other ones, because there was one that was bigger and one that was smaller. And that would have been cool. But so yeah, you really don't have to spend a whole crap ton on expensive doll bags if you don't want to. Generally, you actually just saw on YouTube. Let me get her name because it was a great idea. I know I have heard this. Oh crap! Never mind. I closed the tab. But there's another girl who just did the traveling one where she talked about how you could take two pillows and sew them up until there was a hole at the top and just sit them into the hole. Um, I'll try to link hers down there so you can see her when she talks about that. But that's a great idea. You can just go to yard sales and find old school bags. You can use, you can get these. Like these are anywhere, depending on size, from $10 to $20, I think. Resin soul bags, I've heard mainly they either come with your doll, or like at most I've heard them costing $20. Same thing with Zoom zipper bags. They're, I think, $10 to $15 if you're already ordering a doll from there. I don't know how much shipping would be through them, but if you're already ordering a doll, those three are great to get. Um, so you don't really have to go out of your way to buy these elaborate, expensive BJD bags. At my local meet, I've seen everything from one girl who brings her dolls sitting on her doll couch, and she just straps them in and puts a pillow over top of them and straps them in the seatbelt, and she's had no problems with that. And I've seen people who just use your everyday suitcases, not the hard shell ones that most of us own for general travel, and just putting them there with pillows or fleece blankets. Those are good things to use around. Light colored fleece blankets are great to use with dolls. There's no need to go out and buy really, really expensive. The dolls own bags even really aren't those hugely expensive $50 bags. The only problem with those is through Mint on Card. Great price of $35. Shipping kind of kills it, so it's best to buy those if you're buying them with a doll from Mint on Card, because it doesn't boost up the shipping that much. I know I ordered mine when I ordered dolls. It's kind of like getting their stands. You have to get them with dolls, or it kills, or the price is killed by shipping. But um, as for things, I'll try to do this quickly. God, this video got long. As for things I take with my dolls when I'm traveling, short in-town trips, I don't generally take anything but them. If I'm going to a doll meet, I don't take a whole lot. I generally take a magic eraser. Depending on what doll and what wigs they're wearing, I'll take the appropriate wig styling tool. Like if they're a fur wig, I'll take a toothbrush. If it's a fiber wig, I'll take a little comb or something so I can do their hair. Let me bring some. Look, now she can sit in here. And stuff like that. I do tend to keep a magic eraser with me no matter where I go with my dolls in case of accidents, just like a small one. And if I'm going kind of further away with my dolls, I will take basic things you need for dolls. Generally, like I like to take my crochet needle so I can use it works as a restraining tool, and it also works very well if something happens to a hand or a foot, you can put this in place of it so until you can find something to stick in there. And because I've seen that happening in travel, if you decimate a foot and then you don't want your whole doll to fall apart. It also helps moving S hooks. You can just hook it in, and so it's kind of a multi-tool. I do try to take some type of ribbon, and I keep hand wipes in my big handbags, like just your normal everyday hand wipes in case my hands get dirty and I need to pick them up. I'm not someone who's really anal about my dolls and stuff like that, so I'm just not a huge take everything and oh holy crap. I'm more the person that's like I don't know who to choose. Take all the dolls is my problem, not take all the stuff they might plausibly need. Um, a couple tips or tricks when traveling with dolls is I like when I travel with dolls, even if the shoes don't match the outfit, just any shoe that will fit their size, I like to put their feet in it because it's extra protection without having to use a bunch of bubble wrap. Um, of course, the mittens from here, or you can sew your own mittens, are amazing with them because they just slip right on and then it's like, whoop, done. Because especially with some of my more elaborate hand dolls, I get paranoid, and it's a lot easier to just do that than to try to wrap some bubble wrap and tape and then have tape, and then if you take it off of the doll meat and you don't have tape to put it back on, it gets a little complicated. So doll mitts are awesome. And let's see if I can think of anything. Hair nets are a good thing if you have an elaborate wig that you don't want to get messed up in transit. You can just throw it on there like you would a wig or anything like that for cosplayers out there. Just a simple hair net if you're really scared of the style getting crushed or getting messy. I generally don't. I don't think I've ever really used that. Except for it helps a lot if you have a messy wig, like a wig that gets tangled really easily, like hers. Just put a hairnet on it, and it keeps it from tangling a lot. Mini fees. When I carry a lot of mini fees, I like to actually take their hands off. If your doll has magnetic resin parts, I like to take them off and just individually wrap them in a thin layer of bubble wrap. I know I have a tendency when I take my mini fees, I take all of my mini fees, and I have currently 5. So I just, quick and easy, pop all their hands off, put shoes on them, and I put their hands in something like this, a mitt, or a simple thing of bubble wrap, and then voila, you don't really have to worry about it, and it's really easy. I also have a lot of magnetic resin parts like horns and stuff that I have to do the same thing with. I personally like to travel with my dolls in clothes because I feel like it keeps them safe. I don't know. Seems legit. And also, if you're taking non-resin dolls, remember they can stain too. I forget that, and I've stained two of my Monster High dolls via that bag or other things that they've decided, oh, I'm just gonna wrap this really quick. Don't do it. It's a bad idea. Um, Face protectors are amazing. I use it if my doll has a face up period. I tend to use a face up protector because I have 1,000,000,003 of them. If you don't have a face up protector, you can always grab the top of a Slurpee can and a Slurpee can, really, Slurpee cup, and use those. Just make sure if you're using those to put some type of fabric on their face. Because those aren't made to fit on their face, it can scratch up like the chin or the forehead or something if it gets a little moved around. So I like to wrap them. I like to put like a napkin or something right here, or not napkin, like a Kleenex on their face just for extra protection if I'm using one of those, which I've never actually had to resort to that, but I have had dolls sent to me with one on, so. I've made this entirely too long. I hope it wasn't too boring, and I hope it really was helpful. If you have any questions or any really cool ideas, I'd love to see them when it comes to travel. I'm always, just coming up with random ideas to bring my dolls places and doing stuff to make them fit and other things. And I don't think I'll ever own another doll bag besides those two because there's just too many other cheaper ways to take them places. And I've always been one of those people who's not pro expensive, holy crap doll bags. I'm more pro cheapest, safest way. And I don't always think that, especially with SDs, that doll bags are the best. I always feel like I'm gonna break them, I don't know, because it's so long. So, anyways, sorry for the ramble. Sorry for the length. If you have any questions, I'll answer to the best of my ability with travel. I'll tell you right now, I've never traveled on an airplane with them yet. I actually do plan to. My mom thinks I'm mentally insane, but I do plan to go to Germany. So I don't see myself not going with at least one of them. So I have to decide who that'll be whenever it happens. But once I've done that, I will definitely tell you all about that experience of traveling abroad. Thank you, ma'am, so much for that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, my bald lady. Thank you.